Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. We're gonna let some people come in here. You guys tap the fuck out of the screen and the little heart in the meantime, please. And let's blow the live up. Poor favor. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I had to switch rooms. My apologies. My apologies. Robert, good evening. Ricardo, good evening. If you guys could tap that heart, tap the screen, share the live. Conley, good evening. It was rather warm here today as well. Good evening, Jay. How am I? I'm fine, Screwy Louie. How are you? 0.37. Chris, hello. Goat, hello. Guys, keep tapping the heart, the screen, share the live, let everybody know. Let's blow it up, please. Hello, Edgar. Conley and Chris, be on the lookout. I did a live earlier today and the Jesus freaks came out of the goddamn woodworks. So just be on the vigilant, I guess, tonight. They seem to have a bug up their ass. You going to see Rush this tour? No. I've seen plenty of clips from the first show there. Looks phenomenal. No, I'm going to New York City so my wife can see Bon Jovi with our daughter and our nephew, and I'm going to take my son to see AC/DC in September. Those are the only shows I've got scheduled for this year, and they're the first shows I've had since 95. Uh Oh yay, I missed those morning lives by under a minute. Smoked a dew while watching or while waiting and realized your thumbnail could be the cover of a Merle Haggard album. What, me eating tacos? Or is it the hat that does it for you? Thank you guys for hitting the fuck out of that heart. It helps to blow the live up, or just tap the screen. I think it works the same way, but hitting that heart is what's really going to help. Also, trying something new tonight. If you see something new during the live, let me know. Let me know what it looks like. Let me know if you saw it. Just keep an eye out. It burns like Satan's ass down here in Mississippi. Hey, that sounds like a fucking you problem. You saw Mississippi and said, "I'm going to buy a home here." I'm sorry. That's all on you. That's all you. I've never met anybody in my entire life that said, "I got a couple of weeks off. I could use 2 weeks in Biloxi." What pissed off the religious freaks this time? My existence. You were born here. Understand. Understand. But run like you're on fire, man. It's much cooler up here in the north. I'm talking weather-wise. The beard, the shades, the tacos, great combo. uh Never seen you live. We're having a good one. I am indeed. And once again, for anybody that has never seen me live, you can go catch up on all my old lives. They're all on my page in the form of a video. Once the lives are over, they get automatically archived and put on my channel in the form of a video. It's always that fucking time, Primate. Jewish doesn't mean all of them, but there's something about the human brain. Yes, the human brain, I think we're learning, is still capable of all of the things that we thought we had put behind us as a species. 1919. Thank you very much. Um, we got some people are filling in now. We got about 65 people. Once again, if you could tap the heart button, like you're flicking the bean, you know what I mean? It blows up the likes and it does push like on other platforms, it pushes the live into the For You page more, it puts more eyes on it. Yes, I am a big Iron Maiden fan. Here, I got right there. Did Trump do anything stupid today? Well, I'm sure he did. I mean, I know that we're bombing Iran again after Iran took out uh, an Apache helicopter patrolling the Strait of Hormuz today. So there's that. Touch the tip, guys. Exactly. Put that fucking bean. Got to meet Maiden a couple of years ago. Right on. Is he still breathing then? Yes. Yes. He is still breathing. So therefore, he did something stupid, probably somewhere at some point in time during the day. It's almost unavoidable. When you're older, how old are you, Ashton? You never really do know people just by a name in a comment section, do you? Robert, he as he tends to get. Yes, we decimated. They don't have an air force. They don't have missiles, but yet they were able to shoot down an Apache helicopter. Go figure. 19. First advert in the middle of a live for me, anyways. Okay, so you guys just saw an advertisement. What was it and how did it look? Saw Maiden 3 times. Definitely all three are my top 10. Right on. We got a couple of 19-year-olds in here. I literally have 3 children older than you. Desalinization plants are his new target. I've heard that, but I haven't seen what they're hitting today. The ad popping up was weird. What did it look like though, Saf? Was it a scroll at the bottom? Was it half and half with me? What did it look like? You have 3 children older than him too? That's what I'm saying, right? I have 3 children older than him. Uh, Damn. Full screen. So like they did away with me totally, huh? That's interesting. How long was it, if you don't mind me asking? Somebody said it was a Canadian Tire ad. They're young enough to be my oldest kiddo's friends. Yep. Skipped after 5 seconds. Right on. Metropolitan rust proofing ad and one I already forgot. Full screen advert like a commercial, but came back without a lag or anything. Okay. Do I know who Alex Rosin is? Like the name sounds familiar, but no, I don't think I do. Tiana's Burrito, was that your ad? Tiana's Burrito? Iran doesn't seem to have a problem fucking up. No, they don't. Good evening from Georgia. Well, thank you. 6 to 7 seconds, then skipped. Well, see, the thing is that the ads is how I make my money. right? So when you guys watch a video and it has advertisements on it, or if you pay for premium so you don't get ads, but you watch my videos, I either get a portion of that ad revenue or a portion of that premium subscription, right? That's how they share revenue. And now they're putting ads in lives if we want them to enhance our revenue. And once again, that's how we put a roof over our heads. So I figured we're going to give it a try tonight, and that's what we're doing here. Alex Rosin is one of those predator catchers, but is also very racist Trump supporter that showed up to support. Is that the guy who told the judge he wanted to bail him out? The ads are regional. Well, thank you very much for that flow state. I still don't know what those little images that people put on, like this flow state. I don't even know what the fuck they do. I was 10 when Trump took office. And this is the America I've always known. I never once felt patriotic. Holy shit. I was 10 when Trump first took office. My son was 4, and he's got a little over 2 more years. So he will have been in American politics 3 or 4, since he was 3 or 4 and up until he turns like 16 or 17. Wow, that is fucked up. I'm gonna do a video about that tomorrow because that is insane to even wrap your brain around that there is an entire generation of people that the only America they know is with Trump at the helm. That is so fucked up. So fucked up. Yes, all the thumbs up you guys could give that are greatly appreciated because they do help boost the live. Alicia, how you doing? The animals are all perfectly fine. All of them perfectly fine. Had to take Clyde in for his regular checkup. He's fine and dandy. All of the cats are fine and dandy. They're all curled up on the bed with Renee currently. What was for dinner tonight? Leftovers, just grabbing shit. What's for dessert? I'll probably do a bowl of ice cream later. I do have a couple of these in case I get the nibbles. The little brownie bite motherfuckers. I got a couple of them over here. History taught in school's even worse from when I was a kid. Alex Razin is the balding dude with the big beard. Okay. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I hate typos. I hate them too, and I'm guilty of them so fucking bad. What's the weather like? For the last several days, it rains overnight heavily, and it's a mix of clouds and sun during the day with an off and on shower and increasingly warm temperatures. We're up in the upper 80s today with off and on rain. It's raining here in Wagga Wagga in New South Wales, Australia. Dude, that would be some fucking content if I just all of a sudden you flipped on YouTube, or I also, do content for Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Threads and Bluesky and all that. But if you flipped on your YouTube and all of a sudden the next video you saw was just me in fucking Australia, like, good day, mate. Today we're gonna sweat our fucking balls off while eating whatever the hell they pull off the barbie. People be like, what the fuck is he doing in Australia? We have some travel content coming up. I'm going to New York City here soon, and then to Miami so that we can go to Mexico, Honduras, and Belize. 75 viewers and 39 likes. Likes are free, you cheapskates. I bet you non-likers don't use your turn signal, says JJ French. That escalated quickly, man. It's winter by you? Okay, yeah, but what is winter in Australia? I mean, you guys aren't exactly bundling up, right? What is it that you hated, Yorker? I have a Tuesday, worked too late, graduated 26 years ago yesterday. 27 years ago, I got held back second grade in 89. Why do the Australians called their is that a question or are you asking a joke, double double? Oh, I didn't see that, Yorker. A legitimate question. Why do Australians call their wilderness the bush to the Australian in the room? There is a question from a follower. Is not that cold, right? It's already snowing at Threadbow. I didn't even think you guys got snow. Drink lots of fluids in the heat. Yeah, or you just kind of avoid being in the heat altogether. Bring the earplugs for AC/DC. They always bring the cannons. Yes, I'm going to get earplugs for both my son and I for that particular show. We are going to be seeing them at Notre Dame Stadium. What are you yelling, Bogan, Primat? The Metallica concert I went to in the late 80s was fucking insanely loud. Imagine celebrating Christmas in Australia and it's 95 degrees out. That's what I'm talking about. That would fuck with my reality too badly. Watching from the UK. Hello, UK. Where are we at here? 83 people in the room. Fortunately, it's going to cool down here in Chicagoland after tomorrow. Briefly, and then we're right back up into the 90s. You saw him in 97. This will be the first time I've ever seen him. And it'll be my son's first concert ever. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. I am going to be ring announcing a wrestling event at a taco festival Saturday. Now that's what the fuck I'm talking about. I exited the stream momentarily, Yorker. Am I back? Can everybody see me now? Bogan is Aussie for dude, but not entirely sure if it's derogatory or not. Well, if he starts yelling and screaming, they start yelling and screaming. Well, no. Give Renee and the animals a huge hug from me, please. I will when I get to the other side of the house. Thank you for beating the fuck out of that heart sign. We need to blow those likes up, please, and thank you. I don't know where they are on your screen. On my screen, they're up here. Bro, I just looked up Australia heat, and Google said that the heat wave is pushing up the temp to 122. First of all, make sure that's Fahrenheit. But secondly, fuck that noise. Yeah, no, no, we're not doing that. I live in Chicago. My cousin came to visit from Phoenix in the winter. It got in the 40s, and he said it was beyond freezing. Fucking 40s is shorts and hoodie weather. Shorts and hoodie weather. Yeah, we have a whole segment of the population in the Chicagoland area that has moved here over the course of the last 4 to 5 years when the winters were mild. And then last winter, it got really fucking cold for the first time. And even last winter wasn't like a truly brutal Chicago winter. It was just colder than it normally is. And people were like, wait a minute, this isn't the winter that we're used to. Right. But you haven't gotten used to real Chicago winters. It's been mild the last few years. Now we're dipping our toe back into real fucking winters. Um, and they were all like, "Well, shit, that's fucking brutal." Well, that's Chicago. I don't know what to tell you. Used to be growing up half the fucking winter you could cut glass with your fucking nips. Oosh, Ashton, that would be crispity, crunchity. Bears are going to Indiana, it would seem. I don't know. That deal's not done yet. I mean, they're certainly playing that card right now. I think that Arlington Heights is still where they'll end up, but if they're dumb enough to move to Indiana and fuck their fan base over here, I knock your socks off, man. Has the opening band been released yet for Bon Jovi? Not that I've heard, which is fucking. I'm telling you, it's going to lead up to like some fucking surprise, like week of slash day of thing. Let's see what we can see. Bon Jovi is not touring with the traditional named opening act for their July 2026 Forever residency at Madison Square Garden. Instead, the arena dates are designed as exclusive an evening with stadium style performances spanning their multi decade catalog. The New York residency will feature a series of 9 intimate nights where the band takes center stage directly July 7th, 9th, 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th, 21st, 23rd, and 26th. But yeah, nothing on the opening act. Nothing on if anybody is going to open for them. So, what did I miss? Well, we were talking about ancient Peruvian basket weaving and its effect on intercontinental trade. We were discussing whether or not the United States of America should go to the metric system and forego the system that we've had for this entire time. And nobody can seem to find a stuffed buffalo head for my wall. Not an actual size, but just like a little one, you know. We're dealing with a lot of shit. Newsroom. I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. Is that the one we're talking about? I can't remember the name of that movie. Yeah, Yorker. It's kind of disgusting. Have I been to Washington State? Yes. Washington. I think that the entire Pacific Northwest is absolutely gorgeous, stunning. Lots of the jokes that you hear about how much precipitation there is. It's in depending on where you're at, it can be very, very true. But that's also why it is so lush, green, and beautiful. Thank you, Sapphire. Colorado is in a drought. Who do you think should perform the super halftime show when Nashville hosts it? I don't fucking know. I mean, everybody that I want to see perform the halftime show, they never wind up getting. So who the fuck knows? Just had an Ashley Furniture ad. Oh, nice. You live in Mississippi. You know the definition of precipitation. I don't know. Seattle is insanely wet. There's a comedian named Paula Poundstone that decades ago did a joke about moving to Seattle. She said she moved to Seattle, was living in a tiny apartment. First night she was there in the city, it was raining like crazy, typical Seattle. And she said, I broke up an old piece of furniture for kindling to get a fire going in the fireplace, cracked open a bottle of wine, and just took in Seattle. She said, 3 months later, I'm a hopeless alcoholic with no furniture because it never stops fucking raining. I have the paid version of YouTube with no ads. Do you still get revenue for me watching the content? Yep. I get a portion of your subscription. People are getting ads. I've been getting nothing. I guess it's dependent. We get double the rain of Seattle with southern humidity. Well, you're close to an actual rainforest within the United States, the Pisky National Forest. Actually did some landscaping up in the mountains in Blowing Rock. After we were hanging out there, we were there for probably 3 weeks ish. What percentage of your viewership is Canadian? I don't have to figure it, I can tell you. You got to give me a second though, because I got to get to my analytics audience. Okay. So, 64.5% of my audience is male, 34.7% of my audience is female. My number one age group is 55 to 64. 28.7% of my viewership comes from there. Next is 65 and older with 23.1%. Next is 45 to 54 with 22.5, then 35 to 44 with 15.5, and then all the other age demographics drop below 10%. 77.2% of my viewers come from the United States, 9.2% come from Canada, 3.6% come from the United Kingdom, 2% from Australia, 1% from Germany. Let me expand this. After Germany, okay, what's this time period? From Okay, over the course of the last 365 days. Okay, over the course of the last 375 days, Canada has accounted for 23,751,960 of my views, equating to 486,234 watch hours. The United States is once again my number one country, contributing over the last 365 days 200,333,893 views, or 3,799,476 watch hours. So Canada is my number two country. United States, then Canada, then the UK, then Australia. And older men is my number one demographic. You can't hear the Blue Jays? Well, it's getting dark. Well, thank you for the guitar. It's getting darker. Everybody's kind of like bedding down for the evening. They're more like out in the morning and then in the afternoon. Paula Poundstone, yes. Paula Poundstone, Rita Wright. We loved all of those comedians back then. We're number two. Shit. I think the same applies to my book sales as well. I think it's United States 1, Canada 2. It makes me wonder what my following would be like, my demographic would be like if I was a European content creator rather than an American content creator. Yes, Iran shot down an Apache helicopter today, and now we're bombing sites inside of Iran. Old white guys, and I'm a young white guy. Thank God none of us are Catholic. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the issue. You're welcome. You remember Paula now? Yeah, she was very funny. She used to talk about how her cats were desperately trying to get her out of the shower because she had a glass shower door, and the cats would just sit there and paw at it to try and get her out of the shower. And she goes, and then after the shower, I would come out. They were like, "Oh my God, it was all over you." Yeah, me with a British accent would probably fuck with you a little bit. Just doesn't it doesn't fit. You know what I mean? Asmongold? Who's Asmongold again? Naked beneath my clothes, Rita Rudner. Reminds me of oh my God, Stephen Wright. I think I'm gonna get a tattoo of my body over my entire body, only an inch taller. Name one food you ate as a child growing up that you would never eat again. Biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy. Never again. Mm-mm. No, can't do it. Can't. Will not do it. Refuse to. I can. I can barely smell it. I can barely smell it. What is biscuits and gravy? So a biscuit is like a buttermilk biscuit, a fluffy. I don't know how to describe a biscuit, and then it's cut open in half, and opened, and you pour on top of it a white gravy with chunks of sausage in it. It's it's like I don't know how to fucking describe. Why the fuck can I not describe biscuits and gravy? Okay, so that's a biscuit. Okay, and you cut it open and you put this gravy on it. You see what I'm saying? And that gravy is a white gravy with chunks of sausage in it. That's biscuits and gravy. It's usually poured over the top, not necessarily made into sandwich form. But yeah, that's biscuits and gravy right there. And like ate it constantly as a child and can't touch it now. Biscuits and gravy is hot garbage, not suitable for death row inmates. I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst fucking enemy. It's fucking trash. No, I wouldn't even wish it on Trump. It's that fucking bad. You're currently eating a pepperoni and fresh mozzarella flatbread pizza. Everybody loves biscuits and gravy. I know I'm the outsider here in the United States of America. Alicia, everybody in the United States of America loves it except me. Like I just I can't fucking stand it. But like my wife loves it, my kids love it. Oh my god, SOS is so fucking bad. SOS is like equally as bad as biscuits and gravy. Oh my god, it is so fucking bad. Whoa, what was that? Un momento, por favor. You like brown gravy? Okay, where's my thing? What am I looking for here? Too early to call in South Carolina. The primary is going on in South Carolina and in Maine. The Democrats for the Senate race in South Carolina has been called. Annie Andrews has won with 61% of the vote. On the Republican side, it is too early to call. Lindsey Graham is in the lead with 59% of the vote. Mark Lynch is coming in second with 26.8% of the vote. But this is saying too early to call on the Republican side. You can't stand stuffing. I have seen some Rush concert clips. They look really good. Well, this is just a primary. The general election isn't until November. What the fuck is SOS? It's shit on a shingle. So it is a couple of pieces of toasted, like regular toasted bread on a plate, and over that you pour a cream sauce with chick beef in it. Um, it's utterly fucking disgusting. It looks disgusting. It smells disgusting. It tastes disgusting, and it's called shit on a shingle. It's a struggle meal from the 70s back in the day, probably the 60s too. I don't know, maybe even before that. But I grew up in the 70s, so it was a struggle meal for us in the 70s. Is biscuits and gravy British? No, biscuits and gravy is Southern. No, I don't like corned beef hash. No, not like haggis. Sounds like a ripped straight from the 1930s, right? Your grandfather said that. My parents and grandparents said it all the time. I don't do escargot. Renee discovered escargot a couple of cruises ago. and loves it. Do I eat spam? Fuck no. Good God, no. Why on earth would I ever want to harm myself in such a manner as to consume spam? I'm frozen. Hang on. Did that unfreeze me? Vienna sausages? Come on, man. We are not living in the zombie apocalypse yet. Nobody needs to subject themselves to Vienna sausages. That's something that you find in a post-apocalyptic world, and you're like, damn, at least it's something. I love canned tuna. Canned tuna rocks. Treat lunch meat in a can. No, I don't remember treat lunch meat. Grilled cheese is a struggle meal? Question mark. Um, I think grilled cheese is probably qualified as a struggle meal, but it's also one that everybody loves. Banana Twinkies are good. The non-banana Twinkies are better in my opinion. They tried to serve me snails on a cruise. The nerve of these people. Peanut butter and jelly all day. Yes, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today. Deviled ham. Don't know what that is. Sloppy Joes, I would say, is a struggle meal. Okay. Grilled cheese and chili. That's a hell of a combination. I think I like peanut butter and jelly more than tuna, but I do love a good tuna sandwich. Deviled eggs. Yeah, you have those in the spring and the summer. My wife eats them in her salads all year round. Cinnamon sugar toast. See, there you go. Now that's going old school there. Cornbread depends on the meal. If you're having chili, definitely cornbread. If you're having some Cajun food, definitely cornbread. Cornbread goes with a lot of different meals, and it just depends on what type of meal you're having. Love a good cornbread. It almost depends on how you cook the cornbread, whether you do it in a muffin style, whether you do it in a loaf style, whether you do it in a flat pan style and you cut out like triangle pizza slices. Listen, it's mayo over Miracle Whip all day, every day. You don't use Miracle Whip for anything. You don't buy it. You don't contribute to that nonsense. If you buy Miracle Whip, then you are encouraging them to make more Miracle Whip. And if you're encouraging them to make more Miracle Whip, then you're part of the fucking problem. Guys, please keep tapping that heart on the screen. It really helps the live. And if I'm being completely honest with you, what we need is for you guys to stop being part of the fucking problem. Stop buying Miracle Whip, buy mayonnaise. If you want to buy Dukes, that's fine. We're a Hellman's family. You know what I mean? It just, but buy fucking mayonnaise. Don't buy fucking Miracle Whip. Mac and cheese, bowl of canned whole tomatoes with sugar sprinkled on them, butter toast. This was my parents' struggle meal. So I, I would make mac and cheese and a grilled cheese sandwich. Death by cheese. If I'm going in, I'm going in. So I would literally have a bowl of mac and cheese, old school Kraft mac and cheese, a nice grilled cheese sandwich, and then a glass of milk. Just fucking dairy on top of dairy. And because, as we've figured out, I've probably been most of my life, I probably was lactose intolerant back then. I would shit hammer that lunch, and then I would shit in a manner that I can't even begin to describe for you. Like my ass was a Wagner power sprayer. I could shit through a screen door and not touch a wire. but I've been that way for fucking 25, 30 years. Mac and cheese with ground beef feeds a lot of guys. So like a chili mac. Just but you're taking it a step further by actually doing the mac and cheese part. Dino nuggets with fries, dog. Now that's a struggle meal. Do I like Velveeta cheese? Only in certain applications. If you take Velveeta cheese and you mix it with browned breakfast sausage, and then you take like a melon baller and you scoop out portions of that and put it on those little square rye pieces of bread, slap it in the oven on a big sheet and toast up those pieces of bread. That's a damn good appetizer right there. I haven't had hamburger helper in a fucking dog's age. Like since I was a kid. I don't know why they call it hamburger helper. It does just fine all by itself. No meat. Mm-mm. Grilled cheese sandwiches are fucking awesome. That's why they stick with you throughout your entire life. Clem, I used to be able to pull out a can of Chef Boyardee's ravioli or SpaghettiOs or something of that nature and be just fine. And now it all tastes like fucking plastic to me. Frozen pizzas, can't do them. Cans of Chef Boyardee, can't do them. What happened to fish sticks? I don't know. I never liked fish sticks. I couldn't stand. I don't do dig on fish. So here's the question for the folks that dig on the grilled cheese sandwich: do you put butter or mayonnaise on the outside of your bread? Because my whole life was butter on the outside of the bread, and then I got fucking TikTok, and then I fucking put mayonnaise on the outside of my bread for my grilled cheese sandwich, and it's actually better. The chickens next door are good. Butter, 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 butter or margarine, mayo for sure. Butter, not mayonnaise. Butter, butter. Yeah, guys, try mayo. Seriously, put mayo on the outside of your sandwiches. It makes for a really good crispy crust on the outside of a grilled cheese sandwich. A better crispy crust than I can get with butter. Yeah, I really like it. Thai bass, you're gonna get banned from this fucking life. I'm telling you right now. You go around spreading these kind of fucking heinous, gaslighting lies. No, I do not like apple fritters either. I use white bread for my grilled cheese sandwiches. I am not a fan of wheat bread. But whatever you use, whether it be white bread, wheat bread, no matter what bread you use, just try it with mayo instead of butter on the exterior next time. Just give it a try. Chris, fuck you, man. There, I said it. Fuck you. Ignorant motherfuckers out here just pushing buttons. Do you like Waffle House? Is a frog's ass watertight? Have I ever had homemade chicken and noodles? Yeah, yeah. Growing up, my we I spent my I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and I spent my summers in southern Indiana at my grandparents' farm. So my mother's family is from the Chicagoland area. My father's family is from southern Indiana. My father's parents owned a farm in southern Indiana that I would go to during the summers, and it was biscuits and gravy for breakfast every fucking day, and biscuits and gravy, and then you'd have some. You might have some bacon, you might have some scrambled eggs, but it was always biscuits and gravy. And then dinners that consisted of chicken and butter noodles with some type of vegetable and some homemade biscuits. Um, what was that? Hang on one second. Sorry about that. It was a breaking news reel that that it says that since Donald Trump has been in office, his family has made $2.3 billion off crypto. Anyway, yes, I've eaten chicken and noodles a lot. Dinner was a big deal in the South. Well, in Southern Indiana. I mean, the South. That's South for me. It's as South as I really want to get. Italian food sucks. Italian food sucks. If I had a glove, I would slap you across your face. The lives always devolve into food because everybody's sitting around smoking marijuana, and people are getting the munchies, and then people start talking about foods because they have the munchies, and the next thing you know, we're off and running. Yeah, somebody in here said Italian food sucks, and the fuck. I'm having Will Westmoreland on as a guest on a live on Thursday. Joe from Unlearned 16 is going to be a guest on a live the following Wednesday. And I'm working on guests for the week after that. Everybody is just taking offense to the Italian food sucks comment. No problem, 3448. Yes. Listen, May was very fucked up, and I didn't even try to get guests in May because it just wasn't going to work. And so I'm trying to get guests now. I'm lining up some guests. So Will Westmoreland is from the Back 40. We're going to talk about the state of politics in the United States of America, obviously, but with a rural emphasis because he's a rural Democrat. Lasagna is disgusting. Lasagna. He said lasagna is disgusting. He said lasagna is disgusting. He said lasagna. Oh my god. I mean, he said lasagna is disgusting. Love, peace, and taco grease. Yes, I actually made a video about the White House page calling out leftist content creators. I said I wanted to be on it. Garfield's going to be pissed. First of all, your comment is crazy. Second of all, you did not raise your hand, therefore your heinous comment shall be stricken from the record. No, Torin, you're fine. You're fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Just it's a shocking one to most people because Italian is a very popular food. So you hate Italian food. What food do you like? Because at the top of my list, it's Italian and Mexican. Oddly enough, Capital, lasagna is the only casserole I really dig. See, now I can't do the Alfredo stuff. I don't do any white sauces with pasta. Okay, Torin, we can agree on that. I think Mexican is at the top of my food chain as well. I think my number one preferred food is Mexican because it's just all so fucking fantastic. Thai, there you go. Don't get Thai very often. Green Lebanese. Oh, I can't stand green bean casserole. I guess my top three. So my four. If I was going to do a Mount Rushmore, I get four: Mexican, Italian, Chinese, American. No, I'm not a big potato fan, so I don't dig on scalloped potatoes and all kinds of weird, funky potatoes. I'm convinced that people don't actually like potatoes. Potatoes are just there to convey something that they want. You don't eat a plain baked potato. You put all kinds of shit on it because the potato is just a vessel to get sour cream and chives into your face hole. Nobody likes a potato. Favorite dessert? All time, it's probably like a brownie a la mode, a warm brownie with a big old scoop of ice cream and some chocolate and caramel on it with a fucking ice cold glass of milk. Potatoes are a delivery mechanism, exactly. Tater tot casserole. Good God, no. No, 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 no. Thank you very much. First donation, first tip of the night coming in at $2. Watching with my brother Jeremy on his 20th birthday. Buenos cumpleaños, Jeremy. Banana cream pie. Happy Pride Month back at you. Would you want to see In and Out Burger come to Illinois? Oh, I don't give a shit. You and Renee argue vehemently over baked potatoes. Yes, we do. My late great uncle was a baker and made the best chocolate chip cookies. Right on. Chud supporters are saying Chud's freedom of speech got violated. Chud supporters can kiss the darkest part of my lily white ass. Key lime pie is fucking disgusting. Grotesque. I don't do cheesecake. I don't do peach cobbler. I don't do apple pie or cherry pie. I don't do any pie. Literally any pie outside of pumpkin. Chocolate milk is the bomb. Do I like breadsticks with nacho cheese? I don't mind them. I prefer like a marinara with a breadstick if I had the choice. How does my wife spell her name? Renee. No, I don't do cottage cheese. I don't do cottage cheese. I don't do yogurt. You know what I mean? Or do I stand on poutine? We were in Vancouver in August for a day before we got on a cruise ship the next day. We went out to eat, and Renee had poutine, and she wasn't impressed, and it didn't look like anything I wanted to try and consume. No, I do not like tiramisu. But we went to some place that I guess is a big chain up there, and people said that you shouldn't have gone there. White something. I had a burger and fries. I think she had a burger and fries, and she got poutine. Poutine, not poutine, poutine. I think she much rather preferred the the meals that she had up in Alaska. Just applesauce, bowl of spoon and applesauce. I love just a straight up bowl of applesauce. I fucking love, especially if it's ice cold out of the fridge. White spot, that's what it was. Yes. Can you make sure he's awake and understands that it's getting time to do the? Well, can you then get him motivated to do the stuff? Yeah. With the thing, and then maybe shower. Do you like crab? No, I don't do crab. I don't do lobster. I do out of the ocean. I do shrimp, and I do scallops and tuna, and that is the literally the extent of that list. Do I think Putin has dirt on the orange one? Yes. I need help with my dislike for Italian culture and food. What do the Italians do to you? I love Italian food. Somebody else, I hope you're talking to somebody else with that. Nope, don't do crawfish. I gave you the list of shit I eat out of the water, and that's the whole list. No, I have not eaten at St. Elmo's Steakhouse. I was hoping that I could get tickets to a Colts game, take my wife, and we could go to St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Marco Rubio was in a car crash in Germany. I don't know. I'm literally hearing it from you for the first time. Yes, if you guys could please tap the fuck out of that heart, that would be greatly appreciated. Never liked Marco that much. No, Marco showed his true colors when he spoke truthfully about who Donald Trump was in 2016 and then turned around and became a lapdog servant of Trump. It was in that moment that Marco Rubio sold what was last of his dignity and any respect he may have had. Steakhouse rolls are supreme. Interesting. He probably is Yorker. Doran, standing on fucking principle. I'm going to have to paste the pasta sauce on protest for the person who doesn't like Italian cuisine. Is apple crumble a casserole? I don't know, but I don't dig on it. I was upset that Pat and Paul didn't say goodbye at the end of time all over again. Have you watched Dylan B. Hollis on YouTube? No. What about rice pudding? I love rice pudding, tapioca pudding. I dig on all of that. Vanilla pudding, chocolate pudding. He should be tried for lying under oath because he said that he never saw Donald Trump sleep. Or, I mean, which lie are we talking about charging him with? An IQ requirement to vote? Republicans would never. Johnson, Beckmole Johnson, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Apple crumble recipe on every box of Bisquick. Hot take, but rice. Does anyone else have Tom on their TV and Tom on their phone to comment on the chat? Okay, so here's a question I have for the chat. And I am going to wrap it up soon. We're after 8 o'clock, but we've got a few more minutes. If you watch me on whether it be the lives or the videos on your TV, do you feel that the quality of the video is lesser? Because I met with my YouTube consultant today, and one of the things that we talked about was upping the definition of the recordings, specifically for people who watch on TV, because apparently 20%, 26% of the content that I put out is watched on a TV because we can break down the type of device people are watching the content on. Pixels are grainier on TV. I don't know how to increase to 4K given the platform that I use to create my content. Oh, you're talking about the videos that Renee has been making about the quilt she's been working on? Yeah. What kind of camera do I use? My fucking iPhone. So my iPhone 16, and I create the content on TikTok because it's still the best creation and editing platform out there. Your doobies are bigger on TV. Well, that's kind of like the fucking goal. You know what I mean? Do you notice that your TV lags behind your phone? I come in clear on your TV. Ban Yorker. Why am I banning Yorker? Remember when Trump posted that meme about Marco being the little engine that could, and now Marco was a cuck to him? Yes, you're true. That's you're accurate there. The live stream. Well, thank you, Alicia. Well, that's kind of fucked up, Jacob. I know that my father-in-law watches YouTube on his TV. I watch everything on my phone. Uh, my consultant said that there was a way to up it to 4K on here. I just got to fuck with it and figure that out. Thank you for the donation of $2. I appreciate that. Jeremy was surprised when he heard you were on TV. Thanks. Hey, Tom, just wanted to say thanks for helping me understand politics. Thank you very much. I've always done it all on the phone. All right, everybody get along. Everybody love everybody. Just fucking Christ. So help me God, I will turn this car around. Thank you, Tendra. Oh, you can use profanity. My YouTube Shorts feed is basically my TikTok For You page. Well, there you go. I need everybody to watch the long form videos though, because that's where I make like fucking 80% of my money is from the long form videos. Like less than 20% of the money I make off of this app comes from shorts. Profanity does spice up sentences. So listen, um, I need everybody to tell 10 friends about the goddamn channel. Okay. Make sure that when you go back to my channel, that you go back and you hit that bell and you hit all, so it notifies you have everything. Share the videos if you could, please interact with the videos. That would greatly help me. These are all free ways for you to help me continue to put a roof over my family's head, which is exactly what I'm doing at this very point in time. So I thank you guys for watching all of the videos. Back and catch up on the old lives. If you can, pick up a couple of copies of my book, a T-shirt or two. Pamela Everett. Okay, the election results are coming in. I'm gonna go finish this, dude. Get myself something sweet and watch these election results come in. All right. Thank you guys very much for attending. As always, hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you, and make sure you tune in Thursday for my live with Will Westmoreland from the back 40.